Hello, welcome to BERWICK Mitsubishi. My name is Bailey and today I'm going to be talking to you about our Outlander Exceed Tourer. Before I get started talking about the car, I'm going to mention our Diamond Advantage. Included in our Diamond Advantage is just a few things, starting with our 10 years of warranty, which is capped at 200,000 kilometers, our 10 years of capped price servicing, which is capped at 150,000 kilometers, and also 4 years of roadside assistance. Just one of the many benefits of buying a Mitsubishi here in Australia. Now, getting started with the car, underneath the bonnet here, we have a 2.5 litre petrol engine that gives you a range of 8 litres for every 100 kilometres, and that's very good range considering this car has a 55 litre tank. Now, getting started with the style of the car, we see the chrome accents around the lights and also the chrome Mitsubishi badge, giving it a nice pop in contrast to our black diamond colour here. Now, as well, you get this silver undergarnish, and also in safety regards, we have colour matched sensors in order to help with parking and also keeping you in the lines. And to assist with that as well is our front camera. Now, moving alongside the car, we'll see a few things such as our daytime running lights, which are automatic, and also talking about our 20-inch alloy wheels, which is two-tone, which gives it a nice sleek look. Again, in contrast with the black, I think it looks very nice. Now, moving along the side of the car here, we see our windows, which have integrated indicators, and also our blind spot warnings just in the corner of them to help you with more of those safety features that we had spoken about. Now, our keyless entry has this little black button on both driver and passenger side doors. If I press this button once, it won't work because the car is on at the moment, but if the car was off, I could press this button and the mirrors will fold in, showing that the car's locked, and when I press the button again, it will actually unlock the car. Now, jumping inside, here we see this beautiful two-tone interior between this tan and black leather, which makes it look very nice, giving it a very good premium look. Now, moving on to the inside, you've got a few things here. You have set seating positions, which you can actually change for two people. So if you and your partner, for example, constantly swap driving, you can have two set positions for both the driver and passenger side instead of having to manually change it every single time. Also included with our Exceed Tourer is a few things. Few main differences between the Exceed is the two-tone interior and also having massage seating, which uses the lumbar support to give you that nice little massage and comfort while driving. And inclusive in this, it's fitted with our Outlander carpet mats, which have this nice little Outlander badge, and also a nice little storage section. With this being our showroom car, it is fitted with a little bit more than what the car will come with, such as the weather shields, the carpet mats, and also just on the back here, it's also fitted with nice little TV screens that you can get for your kids. However, this does come with an aftermarket product. Now, moving on to the back seat while we're here, I'm going to jump in just so I can show you a few things. One being the heated back seats, which is a feature of the Exceed Tourer, having back seats heated as well as front seats having heated as well, with also a tri-climate control. So that means both the driver and front passenger can have different temperatures, as well as the back seats having a different temperature, giving a variety of temperatures for your kids, your partner, yourself, whatever fits your needs the best. Now, jumping out of the car here, we do see a few more things, such as these window shades that feature in the Exceed and Exceed Tourer, which just give you a nice little comfort, again, for your kids, dogs, or whoever you have in the back. Now, as I mentioned before, with the Exceed Tourer, you also get a two-tone between the roof and the body. So as you can see, in our black color, it does get a silver roof, but in your graphite gray, your white diamond, and your silver, it comes with a black roof, while the body will be those three colors that I just mentioned. Now, moving along, again, as with all the Outlanders, you see the tail lights that wrap all the way around, as well as the same red markers giving you that visibility during the night time. And coming back to those silver accents that we constantly see around this car, of the Outlander badge and the Mitsubishi badge being nice and chromy, as well as the silver undergarnish on the bottom here. Now, getting into the boot, we give this one press and it'll open up nice and easy. Oh, unfortunately it's been set to a very low height, which you can change just by holding this button up here, waiting 5 seconds, it'll do a long beep, and now it's set at that height. Now, with our Exceed Tourer, it is actually a 5+2 seats, which means we have the option of having a 7-seater, which is very useful, especially if you have little kids. That way you're able to fit your kids and also some of their friends just in the car without having to take multiple cars. Now, you may be wondering where the headrests are, and you can find them just underneath here with your cargo blind that is included. Just underneath here is your headrest, as well as your jack for your spare wheel, which is a space saver, which is just underneath this plastic bit here. And again, if you do want to fold this seat down or angle it back, you just pull this little lever and then you can fold it straight down. A few more things that is included in the boot are these levers here, which I won't pull because of the screens, but if I were to pull one of these levers, these seats will fold completely flat. And also just a few lights just to give you a little bit of visibility during the night, one just here and then one also on the top there. Now, a good feature with the Exceed and Exceed Tourer is if I give this car one swipe, that's going to shut the boot. Nice and simple, as well as having some lights underneath here to highlight your number plate. Now, follow me along the rest of the car. Getting to our fuel cap, as long as the car is unlocked, I give this fuel cap a press and it'll open, having a capless fuel filler. Now, if the car is locked, this won't actually open because it's integrated with the central locking system. Now, again, we see the two-tone 20-inch alloy wheels, which look absolutely stunning. And jumping into the passenger side, seeing the same TVs as we saw before, which is an additional product, and also having a few storage compartments just on the side here. Now, jumping back out, we'll get onto the driver's side, and if you want to jump in the passenger seat with me, I'll show you a few more of the features just inside. Now that we're on the inside of the car, I'm going to go through a few of the things. Starting with the seat, you have your electric seat controls, which means there are just buttons along the side, no longer having to press the handle underneath. Moving on to the door, you have your window controls, your mirror controls, and also your central locking. Now, as I mentioned earlier on the passenger side, you have your set seating positions. In order to set it, you press set and then whatever number you would like. So I'm going to press 2 here. Now, if I press number 1, it's going to move me back to the position that I had set earlier. And if I press 2, it's going to move me back to the position that I was just on. So we're going to go back to 1 to give myself a little bit more comfort as I go through a few more of the features. Starting with the heads-up display, which there's a little button just underneath here to turn it both on and off. And you won't be able to see it, but from my point of view, right now I can see the speed limit and also the speed that I'm currently going, which is 0 kilometers. Now, moving on to the lights, which is just over here on your right side, you can flick them down to auto, and then I won't have to touch them anymore because it's automatic headlights and automatic high beams. And also on the left-hand side here, you have your automatic wipers, which if you flick down just once, it's set to auto and you won't have to touch it anymore. Moving on to the steering wheel controls, you have your speed limiter, you have your My Pilot, which is in a sense a self-driving mode. However, you will need to keep your hands on the steering wheel. When I set this, I can set it to 80 kilometers, for example, and this uses our adaptive cruise control, our lane departure warning, and just a few more safety features to make sure we stay within the lines. However, it's best to always keep your hands on the steering wheel for safety purposes. Now, if I wanted to pick up or hang up calls, it's the button just next to it. And then to speak to Siri if I have my phone connected or the car's inbuilt voice recognition, I just have to hold this button next to it as well. Moving on to the left-hand side, you have your volume controls for this screen just here to skip stations or songs. And then also this button here with the scroll wheel shows all of our settings, and I can go through everything to do with the car, such as navigation, music, the My Pilot controls, and just information about the car. And these 3 lines just here is just a little shortcut menu where you can change the display view, bring up all of your driver assistance, and many other features there. Moving on to our sunroof here. If I press the button on the right and flick it back just once, it's going to open up to about halfway, and if I flick it back one more time, it opens up the beautiful panoramic sunroof. Now, in order to open up the sunroof, it's the button on the left, and this will open it to about here, and then I can flick it back one more time to open it a tiny bit more, giving us that nice breeze. Or during those winter days, you want to have that shut so your car doesn't get drenched. And to shut it, you just press the button forward once, wait until that shuts, and then with the sunshade, you press that once again. Nice and easy. Now, moving on to the screen here, we have a few things such as our inbuilt sat nav, where we can connect our phone as well through wireless Apple CarPlay or wired Android Auto. We also have a bunch of radio stations, which let me turn that down quickly, AM, FM, DAB, or even Bluetooth audio if you don't want to be using your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And pressing camera here will bring up our 360 camera, our front camera. If I press the button one more time, it shows our side camera, and one more brings up a better view of our front camera. If I were to want my reverse camera, all I have to do is simply put the car into reverse, and we now see our reverse camera. But for now, we're going to park our car. Moving on down to our climate controls. We do have dual tri-climate controls, as I mentioned earlier, with the backseat passengers, which I can control from the front here. And you can see currently it is all synced because this sync button is on. For example, if I move this, it's all going to copy the same temperature. However, if I move this one, it's going to turn off that sync mode to where now I can have individual temperatures for every single person in the car, as you can see there. You have your heated steering wheel as well as your heated seats just along the sides here. This is in order to control the rear climate controls, just in case the kids are being annoying with it. The fan speed's just here, your modes, and to recycle the air throughout the car. Now we're going to turn that off. We're going to move on to our charging ports just here. Also has a wireless charger included, which makes it very handy charging your phone while driving, especially while it's connected to the car playing your musics. Now, moving to our CVT transmission here, in order to use it, all you have to do is you just drag it down to put it into drive, you hold the button and drag it all the way up for reverse, and to park it, you just simply press that P. Here is your electronic handbrake, which works the exact same way as your manual handbrake, to where if I lift it up, it'll be on, and if I push it down, it's going to turn off nice and easy. But we'll keep that on for now. And your auto hold, whenever the car is at a complete stop, the electric handbrake will be on, and when I accelerate or take off, the handbrake will turn off. And just here is all of our drive modes. Now you do get quite a few in the Exceed Tourer. You get Eco, Normal, Tarmac, you get Gravel, Snow, and Mud. So it can do quite a lot, especially with it being an all-wheel drive. And just in here you do have 2 cup holders and also quite a lot of storage space for anything that you do need to hold. Now, as we wrap up this video, I'm going to mention just a few things, starting with Daniel, who is our pre-delivery manager, and that's who you'll talk to about our hydro surface coating, our tinting, and also stuff like the dash cams and screens that you saw inside. And included in that, we have our 2 finance managers, Kevin and Julie, who are absolutely amazing at what they do, trying to get you the best finance options through us. Now, if you did want to book a test drive, go visit our website and give us a call, and we'd be happy to assist in any way that we can. Thank you so much for watching this video, and enjoy.